Proverbs 4 verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Hi, I'm Nonny Motaung, and welcome to Got You, a space to learn, unlearn, grow in understanding and in love as far as relationships are concerned. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those who are returning, thank you for coming back. And for those who are coming across us for the first time, welcome. I hope you find your home with us, and thank you so much for tuning in. We are releasing episodes every Friday, 1 p.m. South African time, on various social platforms, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Pocket Casts, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Literally anywhere, we are there. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we are having a summit. We are having a Got You Summit. Yay! So excited, right? We are having a summit on the 30th of November 2024. That will be taking place in Mamelodi, in South Africa. Okay. For our international family, we will be having a summit in South Africa. I can't wait to see you all. I can't wait for us to have life-changing conversations, relational changing conversations with my beautiful guests. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you all. And also for those who've been saying they want to see my face, well, you better come. You better come and see this beautiful face. Okay? And finally attach your face to this beautiful voice. No, man, I'm kidding. Today, I want us to talk about alignment. Because we are in the relational spectrum of things. We're going to talk about relational alignment, which is recognizing when our emotions, thoughts, and actions are disconnected. Before a demise of any relationship, there's a stage where we don't really care, right? Emotionally, I don't care how you feel, or you don't care how someone you're in relationship feels, how your friend feels about certain things. You'll just take decisions based on what benefits you, what you want. You basically don't consider them anymore, right? That phase happens before the demise of any relationship, and that phase, that's when we can actually see relational alignment. That's when we can see that, okay, my thoughts don't align with your thoughts. Your theory is not aligning with my theory anymore. My actions are total opposite of what I would normally do when we are okay, right? So these are just signs to show that the ship is really sinking. You don't feel any need, you don't care anymore. You don't have that emotional connection anymore with a person. It's okay. Whether they do what normally would hurt you when they do it, you don't care anymore. You become now. Basically, you become a robot. You don't feel anything. It's like any other individual, any stranger that you don't know. You don't feel anything, right? There's no emotional connectivity or anything like that. There's no chemistry. They are just a fellow human being. And mostly because of childhood traumas, right? Even when things don't align in our relationships, we like to stay in such environment, or we like to stay with such people. Why? Because we learned while we were growing these traits. For example, when you feel, you feel nothing towards this person, right? There's no chemistry. It's just a mere love yourself as you love your neighbor, right? You just love them, okay? But there's nothing really. But because of the things they do, right? Because they see you and you feel seen by them. For example, let's say you come from a family where they were avoiding you, right? parents that were avoidant, right? They were not giving you the attention that you needed as a kid. And now this person comes and they give you this attention that you've been yearning for, and they give it to you completely, holistically, all of it. And you feel like, okay, now I can just settle with them, just settle down with them. And number one, they don't really align with your values. Firstly, you don't share core values, you don't share goals, you don't share expectations. It's just horrible. But because that one space or that one void inside you is being filled, you feel like, I can just stay with this person, and you disconnect with your emotion as a person, right? You disconnect with what makes you happy. You live a life that is outside of what you were meant to live. You are no longer in touch with who you are, right? You are no longer in touch with genuinity. You are not genuine. You are disconnected with yourself, right? Your true, genuine expectations. You just do as expected by the other person to do. You react how the other person expects you to react, or how they know you to react, and you lose your well-being in the whole situation, and you begin to live a life of feeding voids instead of living an extraordinary life, right? A genuine life, happy life, joyful life, cheerful life, just being who God created you to be. Heal that child. He's not going anywhere. Heal that girl child in you. She's not going anywhere. And understanding that your root cause of your current obstacles are actually from your childhood traumas. And unfortunately, you won't become the ideal version of you unless you deal with the real version of you. So work on that so that you don't go around having unhealthy and toxic relationships, whereas there's an opportunity that God has given all of us to have healthy, loving relationships, flourishing relationships. Know your wants and your needs as a person individually. Know what you want from a person. What do you need actually from your friends? Why are they even your friends? Is there something in them that you see of yourself? Do they share same qualities? Do they share, not even qualities per se, but do they share same core values? And just because you don't share the same core values and expectations and goals and qualities, all of these with the next person, it does not mean they are bad. You're just incongruent, and it's okay. It happens. You won't be everyone's cup of tea, right? Everybody has a way of loving their tea. There's a specific way everybody loves their tea, and you are not their tea, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with them, or there's nothing wrong with you, okay? I just wanted to get that straight, because we have this mentality that just because a person does not align with your qualities or your emotional intelligence and all these things, there's something wrong with them, right? And then we begin to have this mentality of being better, or thinking that we're better than others, which is absolute nonsense. So it's not about who's better, it's just incongruent. You guys are just incongruent, and it's totally okay. There are people you're gonna match with. There are people that they're gonna match with. So now, how then do we realign? You can ask in relationships when we see there's a big disconnect. Like I said, know the root of your current obstacles. Know and deal with them from the root. Don't be shallow about it. Be really vulnerable. Speak your history. Speak your background. Be really open about your feelings, how that made you feel when you were 9, when they said a specific word to you, you felt a specific way, which makes you to feel a specific way when a person does this, which now becomes a whole emotional trigger for you. Just be open, be vulnerable, and learn from that. And also, you cannot learn from that unless you are aware. So the second thing is you need to be self-aware. You really need to know what is happening with you, what triggers you, what touches you, what makes you to tickle, what makes you want to cry, what makes you happy. You really need to be self-aware. For you to align with the next person, you need to be aligned yourself. You really need to be aligned with yourself. There's a scripture that says two cannot walk together unless they agree, right? So if your mind is not working together with your emotions and your emotions are not working together with your actions, there's just a disconnect. There's just a misplacing of things. There's just disorientation around you. It's not going to work in relationships because you yourself are disaligned, if there's anything like that. So fix you. Be aware of yourself. Know the root. Deal with the core problem. Don't run away. If you feel like, you know what, this person cannot handle me, they can't, they're not capable of me, then get yourself a therapist, get yourself a counseling, or get yourself people who are wiser than you, who are probably older than you, who have been in the same journey that you are in, and let's get this healing started. Okay. Another thing that you can do to realign in your relationships is think. Before you're making any decision, think, what do I think about this? Am I being irrational about this? Before you take any decision in relations, think. And thinking will make you to have a sense of rationality, right? You will know, no, this is not for me. This doesn't make sense for me right now. Or anything, just think about it. And another way is feel, right? How do you feel about this? Where is your emotional state about this whole thing? Before you take any decision, where are your emotions stemming from? Are they stemming from hurt? Are they stemming from voids being made? Where are they stemming from? And the last one is do, right? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Are your action aligned with your core values, with your beliefs? Do the right thing, right? Don't contradict your happiness. Don't contradict your joy. Do the thing that you know is you're not going to feel guilty after doing it. You're not going to feel bad about it after doing it. And just to give a bit of explanation to the words that I've been throwing around, like your values, your goals, your expectations, just to give them definition so we have a proper understanding of what these words mean for us and what do they mean in relationships. We're going to begin with values, right? What are values? Values are standards of behavior, right? A standard of behavior. There's a certain way you expect a person to behave, and there's a certain way you are expected to behave. Not by people, just by yourself. You expect a certain behavior. So there's a way you behave, right? There's a belief you uphold regarding how a person should act. So that's your value, right? And your goal, right? Your goal is a desired result to achieve within a specific time frame. A goal has to have time. Unfortunately, we don't like to do that anymore. You know, in high school, they used to teach us about long-term goals, short-term goals, and they were just things that were flying over our heads, right? We were just studying them just so we are done with high school and we get on with our lives. But these are the things that actually we are living by, right? Or we should live by. It is important to have time, whether it's forever, whether it's 2 months, whether it's 5 months, whether it's 3 years, whether it's to infinity. There should be a time frame and a desired result. The last word is expectation. Expectation is what is considered the most likely to happen, or a strong belief that something will happen or be the case. So just to bring definition to these words that I've been throwing around, so we have a proper understanding of, I'm saying overall, right? Cohesion, right? So we can have cohesion. And that's about that. Remember, you think, right? You feel, you do. Be aware of yourself. Go to the root. Go to the root. If you want to realign in your relationships, go to the root. We've been subverting our relationships for a long time, and we've seen also people around us do the same. And we are trying to create a culture where we are flourishing in our relationship. We work on our relationships. We do what it's supposed to be done in our relationship. We stick with our relationship, and just to build a culture in an era where we are canceling people, we are divorcing people, we are cutting people off. There should be a culture that is established that makes people stay together, that makes healthy relationships, that establish healthy relationships, and do relationship how God intended relationships to be, right? If there's healing that is needed, heal. If there's growing that is needed, grow. If there's stepping back that is needed, step back. If there's discovering of self that is needed, do that. Don't rush to enter into relations, whether friendships, whether relationships, whether marriage, or any kind. Honestly, don't rush to just put yourself there before you know completely, not even completely, because you won't know, but before you know really what is happening with you, what is be aware of your environment, be aware of yourself first before including other people. And that's about that. Okay, last example, just to bring it home. When I say alignment, right? For a typical example, when I don't want to drink alcohol because it doesn't align with my values, and I have friends that drink alcohol, that might not be the issue. The issue might be when they impose that I'm crazy, that my not drinking of alcohol is I'm being tight, or I don't know how to have fun, or I'm a party pooper. All these words, right? That's when you are not aligning in value. I tried to bring it home as simple as I can. I hope you understand, and that's about it for today. I promise this time I'm being for real. That's about it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Remember, we are dropping episode every Friday, 1 p.m. South African time on various social platforms. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. We really appreciate your engagement, and we really appreciate you for coming again and again and again. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be here without you, so we would really, really love to say thank you a lot. And don't forget also on the 30th, we are having a summit. I'll be having life-changing conversation, relational destiny conversations with my beautiful guest, and find yourself there. Hi, find yourself there. You don't want to miss this one. And from myself, Nonny Motaung, and the Got You team, we are saying bye. God bless.